So right now, just to sort of do the housekeeping, get it out of the way. Good afternoon. I'm going to call to order. Thank you for participating in our virtual meeting for the Western Riverside Council of Governments Executive Committee meeting. At this time, I will call the meeting to order. Before we begin, please be sure to silence your other communication devices, such as your cell phone or desk phone. This will ensure that we're not hearing any feedback or causing interruption during the meeting. During the meeting, all participants except for the presenter and myself will be placed on mute. Janice, let's all go to the Pledge of Allegiance. Chris, why don't you lead us?
Pleasure. Okay. Everyone please stand. Right hand over heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well done, sir. Moving on to roll call. Janice, please.
Certainly, when I call your jurisdiction, if you would please state your name. City of Banning.
Councilman David Happy.
Thank you, sir. Beaumont.
Mike Laura.
Calamasa.
Wendy Hewitt.
Canyon Lake. Do we see Jordan Aaroncrans? Corona.
Jackie Casillas.
Eastvale. Anyone see Ike?
Christian Dinko, City Eastville.
Thank you, sir. Welcome. Hemet.
Russ Brown.
Rupa Valley.
Chris Barajas.
Lake Elsinore.
Brian Tisdale.
Menifee.
Matt Leesmeyer.
Moreno Valley. Marietta.
Lori Stone.
Norco.
Kevin Bash.
Harris.
Rita Rogers.
Riverside.
Ronaldo Fierro.
San Jacinto.
Crystal Ruiz.
Temecula.
Marianne Edwards.
Wildemar.
Ben Benoit.
County of Riverside, District 1.
Kevin Jeffries.
District 2. Supervisor Spiegel. District 3.
Chuck Washington here.
District 5.
Jeff Hewitt.
Eastern Municipal Water District.
Bill Pauley for Eastern.
Western Municipal Water District.
Brenda Denstead on behalf of Western. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Riverside County Superintendent of Schools.
Edwin Gomez, present. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. WRCOG TAC Chair. That concludes roll call, and we have quorum.
Thank you.
Yes, Jordan is on the line.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'd like to welcome a newly appointed committee member, Ronald Fierro of the City of Riverside. Mr. Fierro, would you like to take a moment and introduce yourself?
Certainly. And little housekeeping. It's Ronaldo, not Ronald. But
I'm
at
sorry.
this point in my life, no, you're fine. I respond to everything. It's the nature of growing up with a name like that. So, no, a city council member here in the City of Riverside for Ward 3, which is the dead center of the city. I'm also the chair of our Economic Development Committee. And yeah, happy to be a part of WRCOG. Big shoes to fill with Mayor Rusty Bailey, former holding the seat. So happy to be part of the group. And thanks for the welcome.
Great, welcome. Welcome to the city to our east. Moving on to 4 public comments. At this time, the public can address the committee regarding any items listed on the agenda. Members of the public will have an opportunity to speak on agendized items at the time the item is called for discussion. No action may be taken on items not listed on the agenda unless authorized by law. Whenever possible, lengthy testimony should be presented to the committee in writing and only pertinent points presented orally. For guest speakers or public comments, please adhere to the speaker time limit of 3 minutes. Please treat others with courtesy and civility and respect the public meeting process. Janice, are there any public comments?
We have 3 requests, Mr. Chair. First, we have Larry Miller.
Welcome, Larry.
Larry Miller, are you online with us?
I don't see him on the line.
Neither do I. Okay, second, we have Jeff Green, not to be confused with Supervisor Jeffrey's staff. Mr. Green, are you on the line with us? I do not see him. And lastly, I have Daryl Coleman. Mr. Coleman, are you online?
Did we accidentally cut them off perhaps?
No, sir. We received public comment requests via email, nothing in the chat. So perhaps they just have not logged on.
All right. Then I guess I have no choice. I need to close public comments at this time. If they're listening, perhaps they can send us emails or something along those lines. Moving on to number 5, closed session. Right now we're going to do a closed session. Are there any members of the public right now that wish to speak on closed session?
I see no hands raised and nothing in the chat.
Mr. DeBond, do you have any announcements to make before going into public comments?
No, nothing beyond what's already on the agenda.
By the way, from last meeting, nice cat. Across your screen? Yes, I saw it. I caught it. You shushed him away, but I saw him. Well, now we're tired of closed session. Thank you.
Okay, so if everybody could please move into the waiting room, staff will also be moving you into the waiting room. And at the conclusion of closed session, we will bring you back in. Sorry, it's a lengthy process. Please have some patience.
Janice, I think you might have to un-co-host me.
I will handle that, Chris. Thank you.
Or Susan.
No, there is no reportable action.
All right, moving on to the consent calendar. So, do we want to go back to public comments? How do we work this? Before a consent calendar? Steve?
That's appropriate to me, yes.
All right, then what we're going to do, if everybody's agreeable, we're going to reopen public comments for the 3 people to speak. Janet?
Hey, do we have Larry Miller?
Welcome, Mr. Miller.
Okay, how about Jeff Green?
Mr. Green?
Hello, my name is Jeff Green. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can. Thanks, sir.
I'm just here to introduce myself and the Inland Equity Community Land Trust. We're a big supporter. I know that we heard you guys are talking a little bit about doing some work for affordable housing as far as developing a housing trust, and we would like to be a part of that. So I just wanted to introduce ourselves and say hello and thank you for all your work.
Thank you, sir. Next, Janice.
Lastly, Daryl Coleman, are you online?
I see he's connecting, Janice.
Okay, and Chris, can you put the PowerPoint back up, please?
Oh, sorry. I need to be, Janice, I need to be made host.
Okay. Chris, are you?
Janice,
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, and I see Daryl Coleman.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Coleman.
Hi. I can't see you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I just wanted to let you guys, I wanted to give you guys a little short rundown of my experience with the program. When we, is it okay if I speak now?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry. We were in dire straits, and we found this program for energy efficient appliances, and we needed an air conditioning in the middle of summertime. I'm sorry. My name is Daryl Coleman. We live in Bakersfield, California, in Kern County, and as you know, up here it gets real hot, and our air conditioner was out, and we were in a jam, and we found your program, and the gal said it was going to be, what she said was that the program was here specifically to help us lower our energy costs, and we needed a new unit, and we moved forward with, but we thought, hey, it's a government program, we can't go wrong, especially when the girl told us that. And then what we didn't know, we signed the assessment contract with no numbers or figures. We didn't know that the Titan Solar contractor, who was the person that told us about the program initially, was a representative of Renovate America. In other words, he was in between us and Renovate and WorkHog. And so he didn't disclose any of the details or anything like that. And he sold it on, the 30% discount, and then the savings for the first year of no $500 a month bill was going to lower the cost way down. It was going to be easy to pay it off. 1 year later, we got the bill and found out the total. And the total for the air conditioning and the solar was $56,000, finance $65,000. Going to pay it off in 5 years at a cost just underneath $100,000. So our house payments 1 year after putting the solar system and air conditioning on effectively doubled from $2,500 to $5,300. And we've been paying that. We've only been able to keep our house by the grace of God and a few small miracles to be able to cover double payments for the last 4.5 to 5 years. And I just wanted to let you guys know that it was a horrible experience. It still is. I've tried to refinance, and since there were so many people involved, 3 parties, I couldn't get that done, and nobody would listen to me. I felt like I was locked up. I couldn't get out from underneath it, and I'm still trying to refinance. And that loan has it's a first lien on my property, and I have not been able to successfully get refinanced yet. I'm close. That's it. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, we're still here. Thank you, sir, for sharing your story with us. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, before he gets off,
Yes, Mr. Washington.
Chris put in an email address in the chat box. You might want to read that off to him.
Yes, of course. Mr. Coleman, you can reach Casey Daly. He is our Director of Energy Environmental Programs. And his email address is cdaily, that's CDAILEY @wrcog.us.
Okay, I will look it up. I set my pin down. I don't know where I put it, but I will look it up and try and make contact with them.
If you
Mr. Coleman, I emailed it to you right now. You have it.
Pardon?
It's been emailed to you.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice and Susie. Is there anyone else, Janice?
Larry Miller? Last chance, Larry Miller? I don't see his hand raised and I don't hear him. So that concludes public comments, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the consent calendar, all items listed under the consent calendar are considered to be routine and may be enacted by one motion. Prior to the motion, to consider any action by the committee, any public comments or any consent count item will be heard. Do any members of the public have questions or comments, Janice?
I have no requests, Susie?
I show none on my end. Thank you.
Does anyone on this committee wish to pull an item? Do I get a motion in a second?
Move approval of consent.
Second, Benoit.
Janice, vote?
Certainly. City of Banning,
Yes.
Beaumont,
Yes.
Calamasa,
Yes.
Canyon Lake,
Yes.
Corona, City of Corona, Eastville, Hemet,
Yes.
Newport Valley,
Yes.
Lake Elsinore,
Yes.
Menifee,
Yes.
Moreno Valley, Murrieta,
Yes.
Norco,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Riverside,
Yes.
San Jacinto,
Yes.
Temecula, Wildemar.
Yes for Temecula.
Thank you, ma'am. Wildemar,
Yes, for Oldemar.
County of Riverside, District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
Eastern Municipal Water District,
Yes.
Western Municipal Water District.
Yes.
That concludes roll call for this item and it passes unanimously.
Thank you, Janice. Moving on to number 8, report from the Technical Advisory Committee Chair Andy Okoro.
I do not see him on the line, Chair.
Okay. Moving on from that, we'll go to report from committee representatives, number 9. Who would like to start? Ben?
Sure. This month, AQMD, we're going to be setting a hearing for the following month for the indirect source rule. This is a rule regarding warehouses. This will deeply affect warehouses in all the jurisdictions around us, including ours. But this rule has gone through a couple of different iterations. Basically, right now, what most warehouses of any size are looking at is a yearly ongoing fee that would help to create a fund that would then hopefully be used in that area around that warehouse for cleaning the air, whether that's better trucks or charging environment for those trucks or other types of things, or if those options are not available, other local opportunities for cleaning the air, whether that's filtration in local schools or other types of local sensitive receptors. So this is a very important rule. We have a lot of conflict on both sides, basically, when as far as this rule is coming forward. It'll be coming up again for a set hearing this Friday and an actual rule hearing on the following month. So if anyone has any questions on this, I'd be happy to take phone calls or if they want to ask them now.
Anybody have a question for Ben?
It has his hand.
Yeah, Ben, this is a little bit off, but you are on that board. So I was reading about the problems that the crematoriums were having, especially in the LA Basin.
Yep.
And it just seemed to me like, I mean, did they relinquish that? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Pollution, did they take care of that?
No, you know, I'll say both our local permit staff and then our executive officer were approached by the crematorium groups. They were running up against their limitations that are currently in the rules. And we very quickly acted to go ahead and lift those restrictions as needed. But it is a difficult subject, but it is truly where they're at. They're just up against their limitations on various equipment they have. And a lot of times what happens is a group like them would say, hey, we don't want to have to put in new equipment, but we'll limit our equipment to a certain amount. Well, now that that's not enough. So they needed some sort of an exemption. And just like any other natural emergency, like we have done in the past for the air board, we've lifted those limits and they went ahead and did that.
Good to hear. Good
And
to
they've
hear.
also done that now for including in Riverside and San Bernardino counties as well. It was recently about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's a big issue because it backs up everything else. So great.
Yeah, I was actually driving the 15 freeway. I believe I was down in Temecula area just this weekend, and I saw what looked like a crematorium fire, and it was actually a pet crematorium. But yeah, it's an ongoing issue, and it's unfortunate, but that's just where we're at the moment.
Thank you, Ben. Any other questions for Ben? Thank you, sir. Brian Teasdale?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There was no meeting this month. Nothing to report.
Thank you, sir. Crystal Ruiz, Sandag.
Yep.
This meeting this last week was with the binational summit between the nations, Mexico and the United States. We had updates. We discussed the much needed improvements along the border crossings, as well as the quality of life issues down there and economics affecting both sides of the border. And that was pretty much it.
Great. Thank you very much. SAPA, Ted Hoffman.
No, nothing to report. We have a meeting coming up on March 25th.
Great. Thank you, sir. Do we have any, no, moving on, I'm sorry, number 10, report from Executive Director, Rick Bishop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have nothing to report.
Oh, you're so boring. Oh my goodness. Items for future agendas. Does anybody have an item they'd like to place on a future agenda? Seeing none, we're going to move on to general announcements. As you are aware, this is Rick's last official executive committee meeting, and committee members and guests will have an opportunity to recognize and honor Rick for his 20+ years as executive director of WRCOG. In order to keep the process flowing smoothly, please raise your hand either virtually or physically, and I will call upon people in the order I see on my screen. Please know the screen, everybody moves around, so I apologize for that. Once we've provided committee members the opportunity to speak, we'll open the floor to comments from guests. I'm going to begin with Assemblyman Kelly Swarto, who would like to say a couple of words. Mr. Swarto?
Kelly's already gone to the dogs.
Hi, this is Christy McDougall, his chief of staff. He is on his way.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll jump to someone else. Let me look at some hands being raised here. Well, I'll start with Mr. Brown. You're top left of my screen.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. The city of Hemet was very pleased to offer up a proclamation at our meeting last week, and thanking Rick for his excellent service over all the years, and he will be sorely missed.
Great, thank you, sir. Moving on to Matt.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Rick, thank you on behalf of all the residents of the city of Menifee for everything that you've done with WRCOG and your facilitation of the programs that have helped Menifee, especially so many great projects and so many great things that we've been able to accomplish because of your leadership at the COG. Sounds like we're going to have you around a little bit longer, but I do want to publicly say, thank you. Best wishes to you, your family, and looking forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks.
Dwayne Baker.
Yes, thank you. On behalf of your neighbors in San Bernardino County, I'm Dwayne Baker, the Deputy Executive Director of the San Bernardino County Council of Governments and the County Transportation Authority. We just wanted to express our thanks and gratitude to Rick for his years of service, for his assistance, and for being a great partner. We have been able to do wonderful things together, and his spirit of collaboration, his willingness to step up and help across the county lines has been a tremendous inspiration, and I think a great example for public leadership throughout the state. And you'll be sorely missed, Rick. Congratulations on your retirement, and I wish you the very best of luck.
All right, I'm going to jump to Assemblyperson Swarto. Long time no see, sir.
It has been a little bit, huh? So anyway, well, thank you for jumping to me. I'm in the middle of a meeting, so I got to come up, but I couldn't miss this opportunity to, we have a resolution that we have for Rick, and it looks a lot like this one in the back here. And it just basically, paraphrasing, it goes over a lot of Rick's accomplishments. So what I will say is from a personal note, I think I'm probably the only one that's been here when Rick was hired, and now I'm here when Rick is leaving. But when he was hired, he was given a charge, and that charge was to help RCOG become more relevant and also achieving the ambitions of the cities to be able to work together on a lot of the regional issues. And he has done just that. A lot of the organizations and things that Rick has helped bring together, like the programs that he's brought together, like the TUMP program, PACE, we had now they're taking on the RCHCA, and also Western Community Energy. And all of those type of programs are things that cities wouldn't be able to achieve on their own. And so, Rick has been an integral part of creating an organization that is really useful and helpful to the cities that are in Western Riverside Council of Governments. And I just want to say what a pleasure it has been all these years working alongside a consummate professional who has the confidence and also the respect of leaders across the board. And so Rick, I want to wish you well on your retirement. And I look forward to some of those days where we can reminisce about WRCOG on the golf course maybe. And but certainly look forward to still having some of your sage advice in dealing some of the issues that we deal with up here. I'll be calling on you. So at any rate, Rick, happy retirement. Thanks for your accommodating me early, you guys. And that's it. It's nice to see everyone again. So thank you very much, Rick, and happy retirement.
All right. Thank you, Kelly. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you guys.
Do us proud up there. Supervisor Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And just a Zoom hint, what I use, if you open up participants, you can actually see whose hands are up. You don't have to look all around the screens at their pictures. Rick, love you, brother. But I know that your retirement doesn't mean that I won't see you again. So I look forward to that opportunity. Thanks, Rick, for all you've done. Put up with me twice as chair, and we've had some good times. We've done some good work together. So thank you for all that.
Thank you, sir. Supervisor Spiegel.
As you've heard in the last committee meetings, we've talked, your shoes are big shoes to fill, and it's going to be impossible to replace you. We can find someone to continue the job, the grounds and the foundation that you have set. And we appreciate your innovation, your creativity on trying to meet the needs of the cities here in the Western Riverside County. Your energy, I was wondering how long you'd be able to go like the energy planet, but it's, some things have to come to an end. And as you said, your health and your family and everything else is important. And we look forward to continued relationship, and thank you for stepping in until we find the person that's going to try and fill your shoes. As I said, they're awfully big shoes. Thank you for everything you've done for WRCOG and for our cities and for the county.
Thank you. Rita.
Rick, the city of Paris just wants to congratulate you on your upcoming retirement whenever it takes place. I think we've got a slight delay here. But the thing I like about you the most, I think, is because you're always thinking outside the box. And you're always trying to find new creative ways to benefit not just the cities, but the whole region. And you continually look for new ways and innovative ways to make this whole region a much better place. And I just want to say, when you get to the retirement stage, to enjoy the journey. And I know having grandchildren is a true blessing. And it's wonderful to spend time with those little ones because they've got such creative ideas that they keep you young and fresh. And you're talking to a grandma of 11 and a great grandmother of 5. So I know what it's like to spend time with those little ones. So enjoy the babies and enjoy your journey. God bless.
She looks good. Wow, for a great grandma. Ben Benoit. You're on mute, sir. Sorry.
Thank you. So Rick, I just really want to thank you, all the time and energy and effort you've put into this job over the years. It truly shows. You've done such a great job for all of us in our cities and our our region. And I know you're going to continue that. I know you're going to continue that hard work in just in different ways. And whether that's with your family or even in your school or whatever all the projects you're working on. But I really look forward still to hopefully having another dinner with you and your wife there in Fullerton. I know we've been able to do that a couple of times, but it's been truly special. And just truly know that we're all going to miss you so much. And but thank you for stepping up and being here to help us out, even as you take the good bow. So thank you, sir, and thank you for all your time and effort.
Thank you, Ben. Supervisor Hewitt.
Yeah, Rick, I guess you're gonna have to build another ADU just to hang up all these proclamations. I don't know how you could fit them all in one house, but listen, there might even been a couple of things that you and I have agreed on in the years that I've gotten to know you. And I'm going to tell you this: you've always been accessible. If I had to call, you've always answered the phone, and if you couldn't, you got right back to me. You are someone that has put in all of your time and effort into something that you felt very passionate about. Your level of getting people together and dealing with people on a very human level is extraordinarily high and very rarely seen. So I just want to let you know how much I've appreciated working with you and working against you, whatever. You've been very good at what you've done.
Thank you, sir. Arnold San Miguel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hey, Rick, on a personal note, let me please allow me to express my appreciation for all your support in my role as the Regional Affairs Officer for SCAG. I've always found your outlook to be helpful beyond measure, and I hope we can continue our conversations now that you may have a little extra free time on your hands. And hey, maybe that may include some golf, but I do have a set of golf clubs. But on behalf of SCAG, it is my honor and my privilege to present to you SCAG's recognition of your service to the region, signed by President Rex Richardson and the Executive Director Komi Ajize, a proclamation of your leadership, insight, a key role as a leading regional partner, and a longtime supporter of coordinating regional planning issues to improve our quality of life. As you well know, a song that goes unsung for the millions of people out in the region. But we recognize your outstanding contributions. We extend our heartfelt thanks to your dedicated service, and we wish you the best in your future endeavors. Thanks for being a great friend to SCAG, Rick.
Great. I see no other hands raised.
Committee member Jordan Aaron-Kranz has his hand raised.
Jordan.
I see others.
Yep.
Hey, am I on?
Yes, you are, sir.
Excuse me, thank you. Well, City of Canyon Lake also has a proclamation for you, but you know, all the whereases, I'm not going to read all those. It certainly takes too much time. I would just like to say that, you know, I've been serving on WRCOG for 12 years, and each meeting I learn a little something more. I realize that sometimes I don't participate as much as others because I like to listen rather than speak. And listening to what everybody has to say is very important to me, but it's mostly important what Rick has to say. I can't imagine anybody taking his place. I know that everybody is indispensable, but sometimes there's not a person that can be found to fill those shoes that Rick has. Certainly, it's been a great pleasure knowing him, working with him, and certainly I'm going to miss him. I know that you were invited to come to our council meeting, as you probably have been by every city. So we have a proclamation, which of course we'll mail to you. And I can only say that I wish you and your family all the best. Certainly, I hope everything is in good health and happiness. And I wish you a very joyful retirement. Thanks for all that you've done for everybody, Rick. And thanks for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Jordan. Crystal.
Try and get that thing unmuted. Rick, I want to tell you thank you. Thank you on behalf of me. Thank you on behalf of all the new elected officials. I remember back in 2012, you were one of the first calls that I got who wanted to sit down and talk, and you told me all about WRCOG and your passion for what they do. And I was so excited. It lit a fire under me from the beginning for WRCOG and all the projects that you've taken on and all the blessings that you've been to our community. But over the years, I've watched you with new council members do the same thing, go into their cities, reach out to them, make them a part of the WRCOG family. And truly, that was the most inspiring thing that had ever happened to me, other than winning the election and just really being overwhelmed. You made it feel like we were part of a family. And so I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm not going to cry. I got my box of Kleenex here. We'll be good. Talk to you soon.
Any other hands raised?
Committee member Lori Stone had her hand raised.
Lori? Man, I'll tell you, I don't see this stuff. Lori, you still there?
Thank you so much. It took me a minute to unmute. So
Right.
Rick, on behalf of the city of Marietta, we do have a proclamation for you and we will be mailing it to you directly. I am very disappointed over the next 4 years that I'm not going to work with you directly, but I am privy to your quality of leadership when I worked for Supervisor Jeff Stone. So thank you so much for your dedication to our region. I wish you the best in your retirement in the next 90 days. So thank you so much again. And I hope in the private sector that you will always take my call, because I'm sure that I will have many questions throughout the next 4 years. So thank you again for your leadership, Rick.
Thank you. Blake Georges.
Up over here, Rick. Can you help us out really quick? We're needing some got Juju here, right, waiting for you. So congrats on your retirement, and we're thankful. Let me see, is that better? Can you see her?
Oh, we can see her. She's beautiful.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. We're so thankful for you, Rick, and happy that you can take care of our kids. So we can go on some trips and stuff and dinners. So thanks, Rick, for your retirement, and we appreciate you.
Thanks, Blake. Looking forward to it.
Wow, wow, wow. No wonder. Boy, the secret now is officially out. Holy cow. Anyone else wish to say something?
Committee member Brenda Denstead has her hand raised.
Brenda?
Thank you very much. That was great. Hey, baby care and getting all those loves and just wanting to pinch those little chubby cheeks. Let me tell you, that's all the best. Gotta love that. God bless you, Rick, for doing all that. I look forward to having you at our board meeting on Wednesday, where we're actually going to do this whole official thing, because we haven't actually voted on yours yet. So, so see you at Wednesday's board meeting. Thanks.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Anyone else?
Aaron Sassy from the League of, or from Cal Cities, sent a message in chat. Aaron, are you still here?
Aaron?
Takes me a minute. I'm here. Yes, Rick, it's been a pleasure working with you. You've been a great partner to us and to all of our cities, and it's definitely not going to be the same without you. So thank you.
Great. Carolyn Bishop.
Yes, hi, I'm Rick's wife, just to introduce myself, and that was my son-in-law, Blake Jurgis, with our youngest grandbaby, Juliet. And so I'm grateful that Blake shared her with you all. I just wanted to thank you as Rick's wife for your support of his work over the years, and mostly your support of his retirement, because we love having him home and with us, and with the babies particularly. So we just, as a family, I think the whole family in group text during this has been saying, let's be sure to thank all of you. So thank you for your support of Rick and his soon retirement days.
Wow, that's great. Anyone else? You see somebody I don't see, Janice?
I see no more hands.
So I'm supposed to kind of close this thing up, but the truth of the matter is I'm the son of a heating and air conditioning guy from a tiny little town, and all I got to say to you, Rick, is you made me feel welcome and like I actually knew something. So I've always been fighting above my weight class, as you all know, and the best I can do for you is, if you ever want to sit any of those kids in a saddle, come on out to Norco. I'll make sure I'll grab Ted Hoffman and we will put you on horses, the entire family, anytime you want. That's the best I can do. So I wish you well in your retirement.
Okay, thank you.
All right, guys. So moving on. Our next meeting is April 5th, 2021 at 2 p.m. Rick, do you want to say something?
I think Rick was trying to say something.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's totally up to you, Mr. Chair.
Oh, I
But
want to hear what you have to say. I'm sorry.
that's okay. See you later, suckers. Have a good.
Rick, I think that's very narco. Come on, dude. You got to come up with something else.
No. I have a few comments if you'd indulge me.
Yes,
Just
please do.
You know, we were talking with a few of you before the meeting started, and it struck me that I've been in this job for a little more than 20 years, which represents half of my adult working life, you know, at this job, and a third of my entire life at this job. And when we were thinking, when I saw my kids on the phone, you know, our kids were 13, 11, and 8 when I started the job, and here they are now, fully grown adults with kids. It's been quite a journey along the way, and I mean, I'm certainly proud of the accomplishments that we've achieved together, but clearly I'm way more proud of the relationships that have come from working here at WRCOG with you all, with all the staff that have, you know, come and gone before me. I was thinking that since I've been here, I've had the pleasure of working with more than 60 city managers who have come and gone over time. We're on the 5th CEO, and I lost track of the elected officials. I think it's hundreds and hundreds of elected officials that, you know, we've had the opportunity to work with, and that's been really fun. I cannot thank you as executive committee members and leaders. I think you know that, you know, that your constituents don't know much about what you do beyond being a city council member or a board of supervisors, and they don't really have a big understanding of all the regional agencies and the work that you put into that. And I've been so thankful to have such great leadership at WRCOG, and many of you as chairs, and Chuck and Kelly and Brian and Ben. Looking down the list, maybe it's easier for me to ask people to raise your hand if you haven't been a WRCOG chair over time, but I've just appreciated working with all of you. I've been really, really thankful that the executive level leadership has been as strong as it has been. I don't think we could have done nearly what we have done without that. And then, of course, the staff. One of the things that's really neat about being here as long as I have been is I've had a hand in hiring almost every one of our staff members. And I couldn't be more proud of that because they are absolutely fantastic. They're smart, they're personable, they're energetic. We all share the same goals. And I would love to name them all off individually, but that's 30 names. But you all know who you are, and you know how grateful I am for you for keeping me propped up, keeping me moving, keeping me running. You know, the daily meetings that we have are, they're really special to me because they help me stay in touch with you guys. I love you guys deeply, and I'm going to miss you guys very much. My family, they're here. I'm really looking forward to spending more time with them. And as I mentioned before, I love this job. I just don't love the amount of time that the job requires, and so I need to find a break in some fashion so I can spend more time with my 3 kids, our daughter-in-law, our son-in-law, and our grandbabies, and then especially my wife, who I love dearly, and you were able to meet her. I can't tell you how much I am looking forward to spending more time with her. It's really sorely needed, and it's been way too long. I'll say there's still a lot of initiatives that I wish I could be part of. I mean, we're working on the EDC, the Housing Trust, energy resilience plans, climate action planning. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And I think with, you know, the new executive members as well as those that are experienced, there's plenty to do at this regional level. And I think we've all known that, you know, when the region is strong, the local jurisdictions are stronger. And hopefully we can continue to use WRCOG as a venue where issues can be solved in a way that's cost effective and transcend jurisdictional boundaries. And, you know, people have asked me what I'm going to do when I retire, other than, you know, spending more time working in a garden and maybe golfing and hanging with the family and the grandbabies. But I don't really have any concrete plans, and that's always made me feel a little bit vulnerable. But I think about a quote from a woman named Brene Brown, and she said that vulnerability is the birthplace of creativity, innovation, and accomplishment. And I think that, as your executive director, one of the things I've always tried to be is somewhat vulnerable. And I appreciate Supervisor Hewitt's comments, because we talk a lot about stuff that we didn't agree on, and I always appreciated that, because I always thought that it's always good to have people telling you that what you're doing is wrong and why, because it gives you perspective and it helps you to really think about all sides of an issue. So I can't thank you, all of you, enough for all your support, for all your candor. I'm going to miss you all greatly in this capacity, but I'm hoping that our paths will continue to cross some way, somehow. So really, from the bottom of my heart, it has really been my honor to work here. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well said. It's just too bad we can't give you a standing ovation, but just imagine everybody standing up and saying, thank you for what you've done. So, And with that said, the next meeting is April 5th, 2021 at 2 p.m. Zoom platform, and we will adjourn this meeting in honor of Rick Bishop. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.